Okay, you guys, what we're going to do is show you that they're using hand signals right here. This is a diamond shaped hand signal. You can see right here. Both of them are doing it when I zoom in. It's usually an indicator that they're a Freemason or basically with the group that we're not a part of, right? So there's Ryan Campbell clearly making the diamond shape with his hand, and of course Jaron Brandon doing the same right there. Zoom in even more. So you can't deny that. And I'll show you videos of him continually doing this.
Good morning. We're here for a special board of supervisors meeting. It's September 25th, 2023. And we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. If you will all join me. Good morning. We're here for a special board of supervisors meeting. It's September 25th, 2023. And we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. If you will all join me. Good morning. We're here for a special board of supervisors meeting. It's September 25th, 2023. Good morning. We're here for a special board of supervisors meeting. It's September 25th, 2023. Good morning. We're here. A special agenda meeting for December 21st. It came up after we had what I thought was going to be our last meeting of the year. And so we're going to start like we always do with the Pledge of Allegiance. If you'll all stand, please. Would you please? No, we don't have public comment during this special meeting. And I'd like to remind you not to disrupt the meeting. I'd like to remind you once again to not disrupt this meeting. Okay. All right. Tanya, if you'll please read the Human Resources and Risk Management agenda item number 1.
Good morning, Supervisors. Item 1, consideration of adopting Resolution 121-23, approving Amendment number 10 to the 2017-2020 Tuolumne County Executive Confidential Unit Compensation Plan.
Thank you. Who's taking the lead on this?
I am. Good morning.
Good morning, Karen. Thank you.
But there's something a little suspicious about all these people in powerful positions using this mudra. I cannot tell you everything that I know about this publicly, but if you look up the definition of the word Illuminati, it means to possess special enlightenment or illumination of a certain subject or knowledge. It would be foolish for me to shed light on the enlightened, but what I can tell you is that this definitely does exist, and the only thing that separates them from you is they are tapped into energy and spirit, both of which are all around you right now.
You got to realize these secret societies also, they have these hand gestures and hand signs. And these hand signs, they signify that you belong to a certain fraternity or sorority. And they also have demonic secret meanings behind these handshakes. So when you do these handshakes or have these hand gestures, they emit demonic power as well. They emit demonic activity, a demonic influence. This is the reason why you could be in the courtroom right before a judge and you can have the plaintiff and the defendant. The plaintiff is an average, ordinary Joe, but the defendant could be an Omega Psi Phi. The judge, Omega Psi Phi. Soon as the Omega Psi Phi, the defendant holds up the hand gesture of judge. So the judge has something in common with the defendant, who's an Omega Psi Phi. But then the plaintiff could win the case. But because you have an affiliation with the judge, between the judge and the defendant, well, the defendant might win. The defendant's going to win. Why? The affiliation.
My compilation of a file that I've been keeping. So let's dig in now to Josh Green Do Deal. Wait until I tell you about his background in another video. Thanks to you, lovely Healthy American researchers sending me info. You'll see he's doing what's also known as the pyramid sign. You tell me if you think this is just a coincidence. As an aside, this fellow, during the Cooties hogwash, apparently used this whiteboard to give all of the numbers of the test results and the people in the hospitals and the so-called fatalities. There's that word again, fear-mongering, flu-mongering. And people did not care for the way that he handled the Cooties in Hawaii. Take a look at this guy. Do you see it? Do you see him over in the corner? The FEMA fellow making that same hand sign. Oh, well, looky here. We've got Nasal Schwab doing a similar sign. Gee, I'm sure that is just a coincidence. Now, this guy, the duper's delight here, is Schatz. Yeah, that's how I pronounce his name, Brian Schatz. And he is the state senator. So he is in the U.S. Senate. And he is a full-on WEFer. He wears the green because he's all about the Green Do Deal. And here you go. Here's the hand sign again. Now, this one's really interesting. Nick Sortor. I've done an expose on this. I don't want to call him a shill, so yeah, I'll probably just call him a shill. And you know what? I'm fine. I would love for him to defend himself, because why is he doing this position? Why did he have a fake, phony, fraudulent staged event while he was on with Steve Bannon? Even Steve Bannon was chuckling because he could see that it was such a setup. If I can find that footage and clip, I'll share it with you again. I don't care for this guy. I don't know if he's just incompetent or if he's intentionally trying to deceive people.
How many people hated Kennedy? But I know that the Bay of Pigs was a huge disaster. A lot of military people hated him for that. Supposedly he wanted to get rid of the NSA. Supposedly he wanted to get rid of. He wanted to do something about the Federal Reserve. There was a lot of things that he wanted to do. Apparently, maybe it was the CIA. I think it was the CIA. He was trying to disband one of those, but he didn't. He had a disdain for secrecy and secret societies. You know, like that. There was a lot of these like Skull and Bones type things that like George W. Bush was in, or Herbert Walker Bush, rather, his dad. Was George G.W. in Skull and Bones too?
They both were.
Yeah, I mean all that wacky shit. Like, what are you doing? You dressing up like a druid? What are you doing? Are you burning an effigy? You know, a lot of people thought that was all fake until Alex Jones and John Ronson was with him, right? Yes.
I don't know who was with him, actually.
Yes. I'm pretty sure. Google that. Make sure I'm right.
What if I were to tell you that every year America's most powerful men, politicians, CEOs, even presidents of the United States gather at a secret retreat in Northern California to set the agenda for our nation? In 1878, the Bohemian Club held their first retreat at a place called the Grove. Over the years, the all-male, invitation-only retreat has included everyone from Walter Cronkite to Warren Buffett. I've heard all kinds of crazy stories about what happens at the Grove, from the origins of the Manhattan Project in 1942 to the determination of presidential candidates since 1900, even that the roots of the United Nations came out of talks at the Grove. But the members of the Bohemian Club simply do not talk about what goes on, so the speculation is endless. Only the members know what the truth is. But if you tell me that FDR, Eisenhower, Nixon, Reagan, Bush, and Clinton are all members of the same secret organization, I want to know what this group is all about.
Now let me explain, which hither ye have brought from regions where I reign. Ye fools and priests, I spit upon your fire.
President John F. Kennedy.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society, and we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago that the dangers of excessive and unwarranted concealment of pertinent facts far outweighed the dangers which are cited to justify it. Even today, there is little value in opposing the threat of a closed society by imitating its arbitrary restrictions. Even today, there is little value in ensuring the survival of our nation if our traditions do not survive with it. And there is very grave danger that an announced need for increased security will be seized upon by those anxious to expand its meaning to the very limits of official censorship and concealment. That I do not intend to permit to the extent that it's in my control. And no official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, civilian or military, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no rumor is printed, no secret is revealed. No president should fear public scrutiny of his program, for from that scrutiny comes understanding, and from that understanding comes support or opposition, and both are necessary. I am not asking your newspapers to support an administration, but I am asking your help in the tremendous task of informing and alerting the American people. For I have complete confidence in the response and dedication of our citizens whenever they are fully informed. I not only could not stifle controversy among your readers, I welcome it. This administration intends to be candid about its errors. For as a wise man once said, an error doesn't become a mistake until you refuse to correct it. We intend to accept full responsibility for our errors, and we expect you to point them out when we miss them. Without debate, without criticism, no administration and no country can succeed, and no republic can survive. That is why the Athenian lawmaker Solon decreed it a crime for any citizen to shrink from controversy. And that is why our press was protected by the First Amendment, the only business in America specifically protected by the Constitution not primarily to amuse and entertain, not to emphasize the trivial and the sentimental, not to simply give the public what it wants, but to inform, to arouse, to reflect, to state our dangers and our opportunities, to indicate our crises and our choices, to lead, mold, educate, and sometimes even anger public opinion. This means greater coverage and analysis of international news, for it is no longer far away and foreign, but close at hand and local. It means greater attention to improved understanding of the news, as well as improved transmission. And it means, finally, that government at all levels must meet its obligation to provide you with the fullest possible information outside the narrowest limits of national security. And so it is to the printing press, to the recorder of man's deeds, the keeper of his conscience, the courier of his news, that we look for strength and assistance, confident that with your help, man will be what he was born to be, free and independent.
I think you all know that I've always felt the 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
The players above them are getting greased, all off of your back. So I've about had it. I'll also end on a positive note. I got this incredible email forwarded from a friend. There is a gentleman named Ty running for District 1 in my county. And his email is off the charts. What we need are people like Ty, because he's raw and he's real. So he writes, greetings. And he sends this to, it looks like, almost everybody involved in county politics, okay? I just filed some paperwork in the courts. See attachment. So he's filed something. I have not had a chance to read the whole thing yet, but this is great. I'll be filing to run for District 1 Board of Supervisors. I'll be running for David's spot on an anti-corruption platform. Number 1, the corruption ends, including the Waste Management, Inc. That's what he calls California. The county council will be replaced. Zoom calls reinstated and public made welcome to meetings. Please see attachment. So I think he got kicked out of a meeting or something because he was calling some things out. 2, roads will be repaired this winter without any BS. 3, I understand Bill Gates is terraforming the forest and cutting down trees to bury in the desert. That BS ends immediately. 4, I am aware of a geoengineering contract and the chemtrails over this county end now, regardless if I get elected. And 5, the climate action plan will be abolished. A proclamation that no fireplace ban will ever occur in this county will be made. We will have wood burning stove Pride Month to celebrate and include the diversity of wood, oak, pine, cedar, etc. And how all the trees get along in the forest and we as humans can learn from them. Trees. Leave nature alone. Any affiliation with the Rockefeller folks ends. Same with any United Nations, World Economic Forum, and any similar organizations. Then he goes on to put screenshot after screenshot. The Rockefeller Foundation funding HUD through the National Disaster Resilience Program. Number 6, there will be a pay cut. He then pastes all of the salaries for Tuolumne County employees. And the salaries are pretty spectacular, I'll just say. This man is my hero. We need people like Ty to be bold and outspoken, and so he has my support. I don't know who else is running for District 1, but his name is Ty Robben. And Ty, you are my hero, and your email is exactly what I needed to be able to sleep tonight. So thank you. Everyone get out there, call out the bullshit. We need raw and real and direct. We need all of your voices. And if you like my videos, please share because I'm not getting any reach. Have a great night, everyone.
I was driving through my hometown. I was just kind of killing time when I seen a face staring out of the black velvet painting from the window of the 5 and dime. Couldn't quite recall the name, but the post looked familiar to me. So I asked the sales girl who was that man, trained the doorman and personally. She said just a local hero. Local hero, she said with a smile. Just a local hero. He used to live here for a while. There's a stranger dressed in black at the train station. He says, son, your soul can be saved. Cause there's beautiful women, not some low living, and some dirty minds are being made. There's a big town across the whiskey line. If we turn the right cards up, they make us boss, the devil pays off, and their folks that are real hard up. They get their local hero. Give somebody the right style. They get their local hero. Somebody with just the right smile. Well, I learned my job, I learned it well. Fit myself with religion and a story to tell. First they made me the king, now they made me pope. Then they brought the robe. Walked to a gypsy girl saying, drink this. My hands have lost all sensation. These days I'm feeling alright, except I can't tell my courage from my desperation. From the tainted chalice, I drunk some heady wine. Tonight I'm laying here, but there's something in my ear saying there's a little town just beneath the floodlight. It's a local hero. Yeah, somebody with a right style, looking for a local hero. Yeah, someone with just the right smile. Local hero. Local hero,